Good morning, friends. Today we are going to discuss about similarities and differences between abrasive jet machining and water jet machining. As we know that mechanically energy based non-traditional machining processes directly utilize mechanical energy for gradual removal of material from the workpiece by erosion action. Correct. So example of such processes include abrasive jet machining, that is AJM, water jet machining, WJM, abrasive water jet machining, AWJM, and ultrasonic machining. But if you talk about particular abrasive jet machining, in abrasive jet machining, abrasive particles are first mixed with the compressed gas. Okay, so here I have shown the compressor. Okay, here we are taking the overview of the abrasive jet machining process. Then after mixing with predefined mixing ratio, this mixture is then directed toward the workpiece in the form of high velocity jet. Okay, and by means of this nozzle, and that small diameter nozzle which convert the pressure energy of the air abrasive mixture into the kinetic energy, and thus high velocity jet is obtained, okay, using this nozzle. And this nozzle also maintain the appropriate standoff distance, that is SOD, and discharge angle also. And this high velocity jet erodes the material from the workpiece surface at a controlled rate, and thus material removal is obtained. So here only abrasive particle participate in erosion of the workpiece material, and compressed air has no role in this process. Okay, so this is just a overview of abrasive jet machining. Okay, so here you can see the how the working principle works in this AGM. So in abrasive jet machining, abrasive particles are made to impinge on this workpiece at a high velocity, and then that high velocity abrasive particles remove the material by micro cutting action, that is the erosion, as well as the brittle fraction of the workpiece. Okay, so let's take the again overview of the water jet machining. So in water jet machining, that is a WJM, a high velocity jet of water is used to remove material. So you can see here high velocity of water is used, and here fluid pump is used to increase water pressure as high as 20, 25, 200, 500, 2500, and 4000 bar. Okay, and this pressurized water is then discharged with the help of small diameter nozzle, and that converts the pressure energy into kinetic energy. And the water jet that comes out the nozzle possesses enough energy to slice the polymeric or organic material, and thus water jet machining is commonly used in food, polymer, and leather industries. Okay, often stabilizers, mainly long chain polymers, are mixed with water to reduce the tendency of jet flaring once it discharges from the nozzle. So sometimes smaller size solid abrasive particles are also mixed with this water to improve the cutting ability, and such process where abrasive particles are mixed with the water is termed as abrasive water jet machining. Okay, it can be efficiently cut thin metallic sheets apart from the polymeric wood and leather also. Although this abrasive jet machining and water jet machining both employ high velocity jet to cut the material, they are different in several aspects. So various similarities and differences are there in between this AGM and water jet. We'll take the similarities. So first similarity is in abrasive jet machining and water jet machining, both are non-traditional machining processes. However, none of them is considered as a hybrid process. A hybrid process is a combination of two processes where workpiece material is removed simultaneously in two distinct ways. Okay, so this is similar. Then both this AGM and WJM are the mechanically energy based non-traditional machining process, as they directly utilize the kinetic energy to remove the material, and abrasive water jet and ultrasonic also expand mechanical energy for the material removal. and there are several other non-traditional process which expand the form of other energy. Okay, as we know that thermal energy based, electrical energy based, chemical energy based process are there. So again, next one is the both the process requires an appropriate nozzle for converting pressure energy of this fluid or air in case of abrasive jet machining, and water in case of the water jet machining. So this pressure energy of fluid is going to convert into kinetic energy in the form of high velocity jet. Okay, so this is a similar point. Then next similarity is performance of abrasive jet machining or water jet machining does not depend on electrical and thermal conductivity and chemical properties of the workpiece material. However, several mechanical properties like strength, hardness, etc., which influence the process capability, as we know. Then next point is that none of these processes is associated with the burr formation and thermal damages. Okay, so we are not getting any burr formation or the thermal damages in both cases. Again, both the process can be integrated with the CNC system for efficient control and precise delivery of the jet. It also helps reducing the environmental pollution, and at the same time it offers a healthy working environment, working condition for the worker. So these are similarities between these two processes. Let us discuss the main point, that is the differences. So first difference in that, first I will tell about the abrasive jet machining. A high velocity jet of air abrasive mixture is utilized for material removal. In case of the water jet machining, a high velocity jet of pure water is utilized for material removal. Then second point about the AJM is the working medium for this AJM is dust free and dehumidified air. In case of water jet machining, working medium is clean water. Okay. Then next point is for AJM, and air compressor is used to deliver pressurized air. Okay. But in case of the water jet machining, in place of air compressor, a liquid pump along with intensifier is used to deliver a pressurized water. Then in abrasive jet machining, air pressure typically remains between or within a 2 to 10 bar. But in case of the water jet machining, water pressure remains very high, typically in between 2500 to 4000 bar. Next point about the abrasive jet machining is velocity of the air abrasive mixture jet when it comes out of the nozzle usually remains in between the or in order of 100 to 300 meter per second. And in case of water jet machining, velocity of water jet as it comes out of the nozzle remains around 1000 meter per second. Then in case of abrasive jet machining, there always exists a tendency of grid embedment on the machined surface. In case of water jet machining, it is not associated with the risk of any embedment. And last point, that is in case of abrasive jet machining, it cannot be employed in food processing industries due to inherent risk of abrasive contaminant, okay, in that maybe machined product. And it water jet machining, it is preferred and hygienic for slicing food items like frozen meat, fish, etc. Okay, so these are the differences between this abrasive jet machining and water jet machining. Okay, so these are some references where from where I have taken the information. Okay, this is about the differences. Thank you.